Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make these flower vases. There's an octagon and a circle, and I have not even opened these. I'm also going to be doing an unboxing of the Craft Epoxy Resin. I heard it's really clear. I don't know. I haven't used this one before. I've been using the Amazing Illuminite, and it just seems to be so thick because my room's cool. So we're going to try this. This is pretty cheap on Amazon. This is a whole gallon. It says it's a 24-hour curing time, 1-to-1 mixing ratio by volume. Scratch resistant, high gloss, excellent UV protection, heat resistant, food safe, odorless. We are going to see, so let's go ahead and open this, and it is very heavy. Oh wow, I forgot it came with these. So it comes with pumps together. And let's see, there's instructions, user guide. Keep both resin and workspace at 70 to 75 degrees for best results. Resin won't cure properly if it's too cold. Pour thin layers, no thicker than 1/4 inch. All right, wear gloves, goggles. And we got a little, ooh, it's silicone. No way. I've never had a silicone stir stick. This is awesome. Look at that. Definitely might order again if this works. I've been using these and they're so hard. They're plastic. It's hard to get the resin off unless you immediately wipe it with the baby wipe. I guess I should have opened this before, but I wanted to show you I have not ever used this before. That's what the bottles look like. All right. And look, it even has the labels. That's pretty neat. A and B on the tops. That way if you're in a hurry, you don't get mixed up real quick. Okay, there's a seal, so you must want to keep this. So you can, I don't know. Or do you have to, will it get hard if you don't? I'm not sure. But I'm just set this to the side, just in case I might need it. Just cover it back up. This is pretty cool. Okay, so twist right to unlock them because they are locked right now. So you can lock them, looks like. All right. So what I'm gonna do is try to figure out how much I'm gonna need for these. And this will be my first time doing the flower pots. See how we open this. So this came off of Amazon as well. So we've got these two nice size molds. So it's kind of a circle, but it slants. So that's kind of cute. This is different. All right, and then here's octagon. And we've got 8 of these tubes, so I guess you just put that in there after it's cured. It might take a little bit, so looks like it goes like that. Looks like a lot. So I'm guessing at least 2 full cups. And what I think I'm gonna do is put some like sunflowers. I think I'm gonna just do 1 just for this video, unless I make more. So let's do 1. I'm going to go ahead and put some resin in the cups, and then I'm going to mix it. And I'll just fast forward this part. I have never squirted resin into a cup before. So for me, that is too slow. So I'm just going to pour it. All right, so I have my resin in the bubble remover machine, and I had to go and find which way to place the flowers. It says to place up, so I wasn't sure. So to put the face up, and then it says to put the tube in. I don't know why. I guess it's just so, I don't know. It says go ahead and put the tube in. I didn't think you had to do that, but it says you do. So let's do that. Maybe it's just for security. So I'm going to put the tube in. And then we're going to go ahead and create this design. Let me get the cup off the bubble remover machine. All right, so still quite a bit of bubbles. Because my cup is too small for all this resin, I didn't want it to boil over because that's what happened. Like third attempt of using the machine, I had it overfilled and it went everywhere. So I don't want to do that again. So we're just going to let it sit for a minute. I'm going to be using some green leaves in here, sunflowers, and I do have a few little stems. Add some color. All right, we're not going to add too much in there. So it's starting to come down a little bit. I feel like I need to put it in there for a little bit more. All right, so I had to put this back on there. It wasn't clear. There's still lots of bubbles. But I'm going to go ahead and pour into the mold to go ahead and put my first layer. Maybe the bubbles will get out once it sits for a minute. So it says face up. Not sure if I'm going to put these in the rest of there. Maybe put it behind it. Or just sprinkle some here at the bottom, maybe. Let's do that. Kind of look like some little leaves are in the ground. So I want to be able to see the sunflowers. All right. Let's get my little plastic one here. Easier to clean. Oh, wrong side. Just face up. I had to try to search Amazon for the order, and it doesn't really show you how to do this. It didn't come with instructions. Most of them don't. I think that's the front. Looks like it has little berries on it. I don't use these too often. It's starting to get a little bit clear. Spray my alcohol. I never use a torch. Every time I've used a torch, everything wants to catch on fire. Now I do use the heat gun, but I use a low temp little Conair. It used to be a curling iron, and I took all the parts out and just made it into a low temp heat gun. I saw some other tutorial where somebody did that, and I'm sure you've seen it on my other videos. So it has low temp. You just take the pieces off here. I don't do a whole lot because last time I did that, I had a flash here. It was not fun. I had overheated it. So being that it said do not pour more than 1/4 inch, I've already poured more than that. So this is a deep mold. And so I'm going to have to add some a little bit later. Going to have to do this in 2 parts. So when I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit unlevel, so I'm going to get my self-leveling table. All right, that looks a lot better. All right, I'm going to keep playing with it. Then we'll add some more in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and top this off. Everything's sitting nicely. The flowers are a little bit protruding out of the resin, but that's okay because we're going to cover it up. I've already mixed my resin. I mixed 7 ounces. So I've decided I was going to do something here and put a little ladybug and a couple of bumblebees. They have little stickers on the back. I got these off of Amazon. I've used this on a jar and it was so cute. So I'm going to pull the stickers off. Actually, I'm going to take one of my gloves off here. And we're just going to put one little ladybug. Stick him down so he doesn't float up. And then we'll put the bumblebees. Let's see, let's put them on the flowers. What do you think? I think that's going to be cute. I just hope they don't float up. Awesome. That is so cute. So this resin is very, very clear. I hardly see any bubbles in here. Like, it is very, very clear, which is awesome. But yeah, you can use this to measure the temperature. So it's up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this because I have somewhere to be. And I hope this is enough. And I also went and looked on YouTube, Google, everything. I cannot find out if I'm doing this right as far as where the tube goes. I think that once it cures, you pull it out, the tube just slides in the back. I don't know. There is no directions anywhere. So hopefully this will turn out. Like it's not getting in a corner over here. I did put it on the self-leveling table. Because it looked a little bit lopsided. It still looks a little bit lopsided for some reason. It could be the mold. Ooh, I'm just going to shift it a little bit. All right. It could just be the way my light is. All right. Spray a little bit of alcohol on there. So it looks like these are holding down with the stickers. I was worried they were going to float up. So the bumblebee and the ladybug seem to be doing just fine. I think that's going to be adorable. I'm going to leave it here, and then I got to get ready to go. And then when I come home tonight, hopefully I can demold this and it will turn out, I hope. So thank you. We're going to heat it up just real quick. Get some of the bubbles out. But so far the craft resin is working pretty good as far as being clear. And you also don't want to heat it too much because it will cure before all the bubbles are released. So you want to let the bubbles go ahead and release on their own. So for the next video, I believe I'm going to do the next one like this. The circular one. If I figure out if this is right. I don't think I needed to put the tube back there. I think once it demolds, this is going to be in the back. So this would be the front and that would be the back. I don't know. There was no video, even when you look at the picture, you couldn't tell which was the front and which was the back. So I'm going to use the Resin Create Eco 30 minutes demold on it. Basically that's going to be cured in 30 minutes, and I've used it before once before on some keychains. It's hard as a rock, but I thought I could do that and maybe mix a little bit something in it to give it a little bit of color, but it's going to be more solid white if you don't mix anything with it. But we'll see. So that might be my next video. I'm not sure yet, but it'll be down the road. So you guys have a great day, and hopefully tonight we'll demold this and it'll turn out great. All right, this is what we've been all waiting for, the demold. So far it looks very, very clear. Now I do see the bumblebee came up. This one's down. The ladybug is down. So let's do this. Now I put this under here because I thought that it would hold it more secure. I don't think that's what I was supposed to do, but maybe that will help it spread so this will fit in there. I've heard some people say that on the page I'm on that their tubes wouldn't fit. So we're going to see if this works. So here we go. It is very clear. You got to look at this. Very clear. Wow. And that was with my new resin. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is amazing. So let's see if the tube fits. Oh my goodness, that is cute. This light's so bright. I'm trying to... Okay, it fits, but now it comes out. So there must be a trick to this to hold it in. So I am not sure why. But here's a little sunflower. Put in the tube. That was so cute. It's adorable. I just don't understand how this is supposed to stay in here. Ah. So I will have to figure that part out. But so far, this is what it looks like. It turned out pretty good. Just gotta figure out how to keep this inside of here. All right. Thank you for watching.